Cari amici sportivi, welcome to a Canada Day special edition of the Milan Weekly podcast. Here we talk everything Milan, even when there is no Milan action. Calciomercato, rumors, calciomercato, and we're not professionals.
Nor do we pretend to be.
Stevie P, Vinny T, always here faithfully, and I don't know why I said special occasion, because we don't take days off.
No.
We don't take days off, and happy Canada Day to everybody out there, and even to our non-Canadian friends. Over 1,000, once again, Steve. It looks like we're very popular. We've been reached out through Facebook again, new people from the Netherlands. We're going to get to those questions later. Steve, how was the game?
We sucked.
Did the little guy...
No.
Maybe you should ask Presidentes... little Presidente about a calculator, maybe to calculate the trajectories of the balls or anything like that.
Perpendicular angles.
So guys, it's going to be a short one today. Not have that many questions. Everybody was off, but we're still going to go through all our stuff. And before we do, as it is, it's part of the podcast. Steve, please, for the enjoyment of our listeners, especially Derek, that had a good laugh at your last presidential points. But I don't know if you think it's fake, Derek, but these are all true stories. Steve, please bring out your inner Bob Ross and paint us a picture on these presidential points came to be.
Canada Day, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody's barbecuing. In the background, a little bit of wrestling music. Bret the Hitman Hart.
That's right.
Oh yeah, well, we have Il Presidente Shitman Fart. Il Presidente had all kinds of gas today, guys, because he had no gas for the propane. Didn't go get his gas.
You didn't get gas?
No, didn't get the propane gas. Didn't make it on time. Everything's closed on Canada Day.
Mm-hmm.
So Presidente did what a Presidente would do. Not to let his family down. He made his own barbecue.
He made his own barbecue?
Yeah, so near his house on the 14,000 million acres of land that he has some trees.
Mm-hmm.
And he cut them down himself, ladies and gentlemen. So it's not with a chainsaw. We don't use mechanical stuff in the Presidente household. He chipped away at this with a butter knife. That's how strong he is, ladies and gentlemen. With a butter knife, Presidente cut down 45 trees, 14 cords of wood, not delivered. He attached them all to his back.
For one barbecue.
For one barbecue, guys. This flame was high. I'm pretty sure in the Netherlands, they saw the flame. Google Earth, you saw the flame.
So he did all this just for Canada Day?
Yeah, so he made the cannoli, cannelloni, but inside the cannelloni with a bit of ricotta, bacon bits for Canada.
Huh, okay.
Tiramisu, made a little bit of tiramisu, guys. On top, instead of putting the espresso, he put Canadian coffee. Tim Hortons Canadian coffee, ladies and gentlemen, right on top. And the creme de la creme, ladies and gentlemen, ice cream. Made, of course, by himself, because he owns 14 cows, so he generates a lot of milk. The real milk, guys, not 2%, not skim. This is straight from the cow's nipples. He goes, he extracts the milk, he makes his own ice cream, ladies and gentlemen, and not ice cream, please. Let's not offend him. Gelato. And on top of gelato, guys, maple syrup. Boom. Canada Day at Presidente's house. Remember, guys, he cuts wood with a butter knife.
I don't think you could get more Canadian than that. I just don't know how he did all this on a barbecue with tiramisu and everything. But who am I to question these presidential points and how they came to be?
The president doesn't cheap out on the barbecues.
Okay.
He doesn't invite the admins. But he doesn't cheap out.
Okay, doesn't invite the admins, but he cheaps out. But chapeau to our president, to all Milan Club Montreal members. Make sure you take a look if you're not on the WhatsApp group. July 21st, we got a Skype call scheduled with Signore Gianpaolo, Signore Legend Baresi. Maybe, and a few players. So guys, please make sure we're going to be doing our membership drive. But before that, Steve.
Vote on the t-shirt too?
Yes, you got to vote on our t-shirt and see which ones you would like, because it's going to be part of the...
3 choices, you only get one.
Steve, because you like the mercato. Well, this is what Presidente keeps on saying, that you're a nut for this kind of stuff. I wanted to ask you something before we get into the Milan talk. Sports Media said, nice little article. And a lot of discussion coming around Donnarumma's value, all these players. La sessione di Spinazzola, Caldara, Odero, Mandragora, Sturaro, Orsolini, and Cherry have made 113 million euros for Juventus. Let me repeat that, guys. Spinazzola, Caldara, Odero, which I don't even know that name, Mandragora, Sturaro, Orsolini, and Cherry hanno prodotto un tesoretto of 113 million euros. Is that crazy, Steve, or is it just is it just the proper people in the proper positions making these kind of deals? Because I'm sorry, this should applaud it for getting this kind of money. Because are you gonna shit on Juventus, or are you gonna shit on the people that are paying these prices? But people want to talk about all they want about Cristiano Ronaldo not being able to pay him, but they seem to be balancing the books in kind of players like this, right? We've talked about Milan, how we've saved over 20 million in just salaries, but it comes down to these players, right?
Yeah, so for Juve, guys, it's not a hidden risk. It's not a hidden secret. They go around Italy and they pick up all these young Italian talents who, in my opinion, my humble opinion, are not either, I don't want to say educated, but I'm not going to shy away with it, but they're not consulted correctly. So these players Spinazzola did play, Orsolini didn't even get a chance. Cherry,
whatever,
maybe 1 or 2 games, and to turn around and sell them, and people that are going to be paying like triple to double their value. This is a whole. This is crazy, guys. They go and everybody, and you know what? Chapeau to them. Yeah, to be very honest, Joe, because if you could balance the books, and Inter's done the same thing. They've plucked away at their Primavera, which is different. Yeah. These are guys that were purchased and then sent out on loan, and then after Juve makes a decision on them. Yes, they're a la Juve, or no, they're not. So they make money. Do I like it as a soccer fan? No. As a Mercato guy, and if I'm a Juventino, I love it. Because $100 and something million for people who are never going to touch the pitch, and everybody's crying today, Spinazzola, oh my God, he's the best. Guys, Juve can buy whoever they want. Juve can buy whoever they want. And this is, again, money makes money. So they have a lot of money. They're able to pay these guys, purchase them, pay them, send them out on loan, and then sell them. Is it a gentleman agreement that if the career changes, they're able to buy them back? I don't know. But it's a smart move.
We'll see how this Mercato goes, but I just found it interesting, and I know it's not Milan related, but it's again, chapeau to them. Steve, we're gonna get into the first subject of this of the week, which was the major news. Bye to the Europa League. So Presidente says Milan and UEFA negotiated a deal that sees Milan accept to forfeit participating in this year's Europa League in exchange for settling financial fair play violations for the...
Stop! Milan has decided to forfeit. They were not banned. They decided to forfeit.
They agreed on...
They agreed. Yeah. Let's carry on. You know where I'm going with this.
Violations from 2014 to 2017 period, and the 2015 to 2018 one as well. All signs point to Milan following Inter's path and negotiating a settlement agreement for the 2016 to 2019 period. President Scaroni said what most Milan fans were feeling: we absolutely had to put an end to this matter. Question: Are your glass half full? Might be a blessing for Gianpaolo to not worry about midweek matches so he can concentrate on Serie A and have more training time, or your glass half empty, worried about the negative aspect of what this brings to Milan's image, especially abroad. Steve, before I'm going to let you speak, I think if this is the consequence, yeah, I'm good. And I think I share mostly of the people on social media is like, if this is the... I'm not saying this is a good news, don't get me wrong. But if I prefer this, then you can't spend any money for the next year and a half. You have to do this, you have to do that. if this is sacrificing, now this, I believe this is it. We're not participating. We're letting go of this money, and it's going to help go through this financial fair play sanctions. But I got no problem with this decision. I don't know for you, Steve. What do you think about all this? You're saying that there was a decision that they made together that they forfeited.
I don't know, guys. I was torn between this, and then I'll give you my opinion, and then we'll tweet out again if you guys didn't already see it. A fantastic article from an actual reporter, Chloe. I listened to her on Seria Calcio.
Well, as president, because supposedly they're like this.
They're friends. They're friends. I listened to that podcast with Nima and John Soldano and herself as well. So very, very people that are in this 24/7, right? So I'll give you my opinion.
Much more professional than us.
Exactly. Much more professional than us. As a Milan fan, I'm pissed off because I can't believe it got to this. I can't believe we had to agree to not play in Europa League when we made Europa League. Magically now, all of a sudden, Torino's happy. I feel so bad for Milan. Now everybody feels so bad for Milan. But we're going to take the qualification. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up, Torino. Shut up. Because you were the one who was crying like a baby that you should have made Europa League. You didn't make it. You did not make it. You finished points behind Milan. You did not make it. We let you make it. We let you attempt to qualify to make it.
And I'm sure that they're going to go into the semifinals of the Europa League.
Yeah,
arena,
of course.
Yeah.
And then we have Roma. All of a sudden, Roma feels bad.
Oh.
Well, they're in their own shit, and we just made them qualify for Europa League. Well, good for you, Roma. I don't want your pity. I don't care, to be very honest with you. And worry about your own problems, and we'll worry about ours.
Which are pretty big problems
Yes.
over there. So yeah, leave our issues to ourselves.
As we say multiple times here, we have the other side, which is the business aspect.
Yeah.
Someone had to. Gazidis didn't go to UEFA, I think, to not go to Switzerland or wherever the hell they are, UEFA, and have a Swiss chocolate. He went there to talk. He said, "Guys, what do I have to do? I want to get out of this shit. I'm fed up with this shit. I want to get out of it. What do you have to do?" They said, "Let's make some sort of an example. But you're going to say, you know what? Maybe this year, Europa League, we're not going to attend Europa League. Okay. And this and this and this and this is going to happen." He's like, "Okay, no problem." What do you want the guy to do? He's obviously not a soccer guy. He's a business guy.
Yeah.
So for the good of Milan and the business side of Milan, yeah, sure. If it doesn't limit them to spend, and it doesn't limit them to, it doesn't have to force them to sell someone like Donnarumma for way under what they were, what he's valued at. Let's go ahead.
And Steve, how about nobody's talking about what if we were gonna make fourth that last day? I think this decision would have still made the same thing. Or you want to make Champions League? Fine, you're not spending a single dollar for the next 2 years.
I think it would have been different, though, Vinny. I think they would have taken into account what money they could have possibly made from UEFA.
Steve, UEFA came out and they were the financial fair play. They were like, "This is a victory for us." I think they would have tried to make an example out of Milan.
I seriously doubt that was.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda have, but in the end, I don't mind this decision at all. Buffon. Why are we talking about Buffon, President?
Stupid question, President.
This was a candidate for my indigestion of the week, but put it on here as merits a good discussion instead of coming out at the end of the
let's fast forward this. Blah 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 blah. Buffon's back at Juve. Hey, surprise! Where did you think he was gonna go? You think he was gonna go to Parma?
Would have been nice.
Would have been nice. You think he was gonna go to Brescia?
Would have been nice.
Would have been nice. No, he's gonna go to Juve. He's gonna play 8 games to beat Maldini's record, and he's gonna smoke a pack of cigarettes, and he's gonna have a bottle of wine, and that's about it. For people who think that Szczesny's gonna start over Buffon,
no, he's going to start over Buffon. Buffon is there, but he's definitely coming.
How thin is Szczesny's thread right now? How do you feel if you're Perin right now?
Perin's out. Perin, and he's been rumored to come maybe to Milan, but Buffon, yeah, you want to come, you want to beat Maldini's record, that's fine. I don't know how many years it took you to do all those games, but who cares? Point number 3, Mercato, he says, over to you, Steve. So, we're going to go through the questions. We have a couple of questions here from Facebook. We're going to start with the Facebook ones. So, and always cool to see new people reaching out. Amiro Delgado, right? Hey guys, big fan of the pod since episode 1 when I stumbled upon it. What is your take on the Donnarumma situation? Personally, I wanted to keep him at all costs, but after hearing he's not willing to renew, I'd sell him ASAP. Though he's worth way more, 60 million euros would be appropriate in my opinion, given the circumstances, contract length, Gigio not willing to renew, and his salary. Greetings from Rotterdam, the Netherlands. Greetings to you. Thank you for reaching out through Facebook. Always appreciate that. So the whole discussion this whole week has been on the price tag of Donnarumma. Now, guys, there's one guy that, I don't do the social media as much as you, Steve, but Di Marzio has been one guy that it looks like his word is golden. Every time he says something, always to be taken seriously. And I kind of understand why he came out and said that he's only worth 50 million because he's only got 2 years left on his contract, and he doesn't seem too willing to negotiate his contract. Maybe Raiola doing something in there. Now, if you're Milan, what do? Do you take that chance to play another year? And what if he decides he doesn't want to renew? You let him go for absolutely nothing? We got to lose him for nothing at all? I agree. 50 million is way, way below his worth. But on the business side now, I wasn't going to get what's his name, Mariola, and 20 million for no.
That's stupid.
And I think they want 50 to 60. And Perin, if Buffon coming back, I wouldn't mind Perin. I like the idea of having Reina as your starter, having maybe Perin. I don't know if Perin would come on the bench, but you still have Plizzavi, right? So, Steve, what do you think about this whole Donnarumma talk? Do you think Raiola is still pulling the strings behind the scenes?
This is obviously something terribly wrong with the system. You cannot have backs that are playing with Crystal Palace being purchased by Manchester United for £50 million, who, unfortunately, I've never heard of him. And you could say, oh, Steve, maybe you don't watch enough Premier League. I watch the Premier League. There's no back in England that's £50 million. Let's get 50 million pounds. Do the conversion. 50 million pounds, people. That's a lot of money.
But there's got to be some sort of, Steve. It's all fine and dandy that we're saying, okay, but
the agents run this sport, people. You can tweet all you want. You can tweet Di Marzio. You can tweet this. It's the agents. They control everything. Look at Barella. Barella was at Inter. He was about to wear the Inter jersey. Woo! He's going to end up at Roma now. Woo! His first choice is Inter. Woo! Today it's finished with Roma. We're going to sign Barella. Who does that? You think it's Inter and Roma going like this? No. It's the agent. They play the teams like a fiddle. Like this.
Sensi with us, right?
Sensi the same thing. Oh, Milan. I love Milan. Milan. Boom, Inter. But it makes sense though, at least. Inter's in Champions League. We're not. I'm not 100% sure. He could be a starter. Now what do you do?
But Donnarumma, with a lot of the talks coming out, I think they said 50 is they want cash and that's it, right? Because now, we were
joking. We were going back and forth on the Milan Club Montreal WhatsApp chat. And you know what? Maybe he's not worth 80. Maybe he's not. But if I'm Milan and you want Donnarumma, PSG, you're going to pay 80. You're going to pay 80. Because I have to pay Raiola. Right? Someone's going to have to pay Raiola.
But then they can't take the chance because in reality, Gigio can go to PSG for 50, 60 million and decide not to sign and play out his contract and be a free agent. So that's why, guys, there's so many factors and...
It's upside down.
It is upside down.
The European way of doing things... You know what? The North American way is not perfect either. But the European way is not functional for the amount of money that's being shot around, And it so happens that every time Milan wants to sell someone, he's not worth much. How much did Juve sell that piece of garbage, that I don't even want to say his name on this show, to Genoa for? 18 million. 18 million. He didn't even start for Juve. He has 2 left feet. 18 million.
Guys, sorry for the background noise. This is all Steve like getting agitated with the table and everything, and he hasn't smashed it yet. But I'm assuming he will.
Disgusting. Donnarumma is 80 million, and again, I'm gonna repeat again for everybody on the YouTube and everybody who's gonna be listening. He might not be worth 80 million, but if PSG want Donnarumma, you're gonna pay 80 million. Who's behind this whole thing? Leonardo. You think Leonardo's stupid? He's not stupid.
He's not. Facebook Frankie. So Theo Hernandez is about done, and Danny Ceballos is to follow. What do you think about Milan selling Rodriguez now that they have 3 left backs and Strinic, Rodriguez, and now Ceballos? Also, happy Canada Day. And he wanted to know Marc Bergevin showing some balls, tossing an offer sheet to Sebastian Aho.
It's gonna get matched.
I don't know about Ceballos. He came out today, said he has no intentions of leaving, but he wants to fight for his position. Strinic, who knows? Simic signed with somewhere else there, but
Strinic might get a chance.
I still wouldn't sell Rodriguez right now. All depending of what's going on. All depending what Gianpaolo wants to do, right? I don't know if he's going to what kind of formation he's going to play, who he wants to play.
Another one. Rodriguez. Barcelona want him. We're gonna give him for $4 million. Everybody. Barcelona take Rodriguez $4 million, right? No,
they want about 15. They want.
Oh my God, 15.
Yeah.
Oh wow, oh. It's crazy. Almost market value, guys. So we're just a little bit afraid there. Things are about to turn.
You know what? Do you want to?
Cutrone. Right? He's not worth anything either, right, guys? Huh? Cutrone. Let's get him.
25.
500,000. 500,000, right? And we'll even play the plane ticket to send him to Fiorentina, right? Huh? Kumbarerocco's there. Kumbarerocco's at Fiorentina, right? We might as well. Hey, Milan is, United Nations of soccer mercato for sure. Bertolacci, no one wants to buy him all of a sudden. Oh my God, you're going to pay him $2 million. Well, who cares? Montolivo. We wanted to give Montolivo away, and no one wanted to take him. Give him away. We wanted to give him. We wanted to bring him. People were celebrating.
He's officially gone.
June 30th. Everybody threw a party. Best day in my life. I'm gonna name my kid Ricardo, just because of him.
Steve's getting agitated, gentlemen and ladies. AC Milan Guru at T Pepperoni. Good day, boys. I'm gaining more gray hairs the second with the rumors floating. These Ceballos rumors are more than hot and cold than my wife. Do you think we land either Modric or Ceballos?
Modric now. We're not going to add Modric too.
Oh, wait. Hold on a second, Steve. Modric is Croatian.
Yeah, of course. Boban, no? We're going to sign the whole Croatian team.
Supposedly
the whole
today,
country. We're saying.
There was a guy at the Milanello that is... he's not part of the entourage. He's connected to the entourage of Modric. And supposedly Modric said, no thanks. No kidding! He said, no. How much we're going to spend on Modric, by the way? We this money that we don't have. We're gonna pay
but Real Madrid selling. 500 million. Guarantees Milan has to pay 500 million. Ceballos. Let's talk about Ceballos. Because I've seen different articles. One article is basically saying he understands that at Real Madrid, when you have players like Modric and Kroos, it's going to be hard to find a place. I don't know why it's hard to find a place, but hey, whatever. So Milan is offering us, Milan, again, United Nations, we're going to pay him 4.5 million, right? Perfect. 4.5 million, so he's happy with that, right? So magically, he's going to want to play there. Who knows what kind of background deal there is, and this is the beauty of it, where they're going to be able to rebuy him once he comes to Milan and magically scores 30 goals. They're going to buy him for 2 million. Right? That's what's going to happen with Ceballos. So let's take him, no? We'll just take him. At this point, we're going to take everybody.
Frank the Tank. Ciao ragazzi. Hernandez and Krunic are pretty much sealed and delivered out of all the names being mentioned. Who would you like to see next and away from football? It is winter here in Sydney. What is your favorite winter dish? Mine is pasta con lenticchie.
All kinds of piritate you're gonna do with the
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of passing. What's your favorite
winter dish. It's fucking lasagna.
lasagna? Yeah, I like lenticchie danon. Like just I'm gonna throw
But
that.
with what do you have inside? For sure, you have bacon in there.
Huh?
You
No,
have
Anonna.
pancetta.
Anonna puts a bit of
Pancetta.
just
Not
to give it a
bacon,
flavor.
Presidente. Pancetta.
Just to give it a bit of flavor,
Yeah.
but she usually takes everything from the garden. She freezes over the.
Okay, I was about to say if Anon in the dead of winter still has a garden, we need to rediscuss this podcast because we can make a lot of money.
Pretty much, who all the big names being mentioned would you like to see? I wouldn't mind Perin. If Donnarumma's got to go, Perin I think is a suitable replacement.
Perin has one leg. Let's get real, guys.
And then again,
I
Perin
don't
wouldn't
want
come to
I
the
don't
bench.
want to take anybody else from Juve. I don't want anybody.
So what do? We go with Giuseppe Pereira starter,
Yeah, and you know what? He's paid as a starter. He's gonna start.
and what Blizzari gonna put him second?
For sure, no problem.
And who's our third? Antonio
No,
Donnarumma.
because if we sell Donnarumma, PSG is gonna have to take the other Donnarumma too. We're not keeping him.
But the next question is
I need someone. Who's that? Who's that? Frank the Tank.
Yeah.
Frank the Tank. If you could hear me all the way down in Sydney, slap a kangaroo in the face and ask someone to send us someone in the midfield. I want someone in the goddamn midfield that could play. Whether he's young, old, blue, black, any color, I don't care. I want someone to play in the midfield. I need someone, a creative person in the midfield. Can you hear me? Milan, maybe it's going to be a better message from Sydney.
This is going to be the clip that President is going to use.
For sure.
The next question is from our fellow Milan club member, Anthony, but it's not for us. It's not
Yeah, it's a setup.
It's a setup, but we're going to call him because we gave him the week off last week, right?
Yeah.
So,
Bluetooth mode.
Guaranteed, Tommy, for sure, he smoked like 10 packs of cigarettes. He has a canottiere with a coffee stain on it. For sure, he has short shorts on. He's another one who has short shorts. I could even, I could put Tommy in perspective too.
maybe that could
He's
be
out in the
for-
back, guaranteed, because Tommy has a lot of money. That's what Anthony told me.
Yeah?
Yeah, so in the back,
Yeah.
Tommy has the veranda. Electrical veranda. Bzz, he pushes the button, veranda up, veranda down.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening!
Good evening and happy Canada Day, Mr. Tommy.
Happy Canada Day, guys. I just came back from Motown Blanc.
Oh!
Yay, great day.
That's where the rich people go.
Yeah,
right, Steve?
exactly. That's
Now-
when you have money, people.
Now, I wanna ask you about this rumor, Tommy. I hear through grapevines that you have an electrical veranda. Is this true or false?
Electrical veranda.
You have something
No,
that
that's not true.
that's not true. Okay, so we're gonna go straight to our source. We're gonna go ask him. But Tommy,
sir.
glad to have you back. But we did have a question for you, and it came from the Twitter machine, and it
sir.
came from your co-worker, Mr. Anthony Calcara. And Tommy, he
Yes.
wanted to know. Question for Tommy: how does Tommy feel knowing a Juventino will be starting in 2 weeks in our sales office?
No comment.
He's saying no comment.
No comment.
Oh, he's saying no
I
comment.
haven't met this Juventino. I haven't met him. But when I will meet this Juventino,
When you will do.
you know, we will have a heart-to-heart talk about what's the best team in the world.
There we go. We're talking about the whole Donnarumma saga and all these players, and oh yeah, Modric is
Look at all
coming.
Donnarumma saga has been. You know, Leonardo should be ashamed of himself. Ashamed of himself. And what he wants to give Milan. What do you think? We're stupid? We're going to give up Donnarumma for 20 milioni di euro for who? Areola. This guy is not worth nothing. This guy is worth. It's not a deal. It's not even. We shouldn't even come up with a deal with a thing like that. He wants to talk money. He wants to talk potatoes. He needs to dish out 80 million euros minimum for Donnarumma. No contrapartita, no nothing, or else Donnarumma does not leave Milan.
But they're saying
all.
Tommy, because of the 2 years left on his contract, right? That if the way Raiola Raiola, manipulates these players.
Should return to do La Pizza. That's what he's good for.
But why? Milan? You have to put yourself in Milan's position. Is that Donnarumma with Raiola would be capable of writing out their contract, and we lose him for nothing. So, what's your bottom number?
That's only in 3 years.
No, he's got 2 years left. He's got this year, and if he doesn't sign this year, he's got 1 year left. But it comes down to
but that's it. At that point, then do it next year. Don't do it now because you're really going to sell Donnarumma for 20 million?
No, not 20. 30? But would you take 50?
Come on.
Would you take 50?
Not
Let's
even.
Be honest.
No.
Good.
No, because look, Allison was sold for how much was he sold for? I think Allison was sold for 75 million.
Yeah.
And Allison is nowhere near Donnarumma.
So
whoa.
No, Allison
had in Liverpool. You would have put Donnarumma with Liverpool, my friend. They would have won hands down that Champions League.
But let's just
No. Allison is nowhere near Donnarumma. Don't start now selling me Brasiliano and Italiano. When it comes down to goalies, it's actually a no. There's a no-brainer factor.
So you would take your chances to say that if we don't get an offer, we keep Donnarumma. And what if we lose him for nothing, Tommy? What if he decides to write it?
We lose him for nothing. Look, my thing is this. We have to make the Champions League next year. Now, I cannot start selling I pezzi pregiati. If Gazidis comes to us and tells us, look, in about 3-4 years, for the next 2-3 years, forget about Champions League, forget about Europa League, we'll talk about it in 4 years, then go ahead. Sell them because, look, we're not going to be able to do anything for the next 2-3 years. But if he has a project saying that next year we have to make the Champions League, you can't start selling your best players. Che facciamo come la Roma?
But somebody's going to have to be sold.
Like Roma started selling all of their best players, and then they blame the coach. But that's frankly not the coach's fault. That was the team, the Palmata, that he started selling all his best players. You cannot build a team if you're actually letting go of your best players.
So
the project is there. You're gonna risparmi 20 milioni di euro because of all these guys that are off the roster now, Mondoliva and compagnia, they're off. So you're saving 20 million. Get rid of this guy, Çalhanoğlu, get rid of Sousa. You make the money with these guys. Want the money? You invest. You invest with that money. But now don't tell me that you're going to start selling your best players and then you're going to hope for doing the Champions League. Look, the concorrenti, they're there. Il Napoli, they got stronger. L'Inter got stronger. La Roma even is getting stronger. Quite frankly, I'm not seeing nothing of Milan quite yet. Theo Hernandez, this guy, they want them to get this guy. Could you tell me who he is? Nobody knows who he is.
So,
and apart the sun, there's nothing. I haven't seen something good. Believe me, if they don't start making good trades and very good buying some good players, I'm telling you, we made the Europa League this year. Next year, I don't even know where we're going to end up. If it continues going this way, I don't know.
And do you put any
I don't know where we're going to end up. And if you start selling all your best players, Bellumino, l'anno prossimo arriviamo al settimo ottavo. That's the honest truth.
And do you put any truth to this Ceballos coming?
Ceballos, he just said it. I was reading that on the Corriere dello Sport. He doesn't want to be with Milan. He said he has another 4 years of a contract left with Real, and he's good there. He just wants to play more. But is going to a team that is not making the Champions League, he's not going. So this, I don't think it's going to go end up nowhere. And look, Milan, they only have themselves to blame. Tonali, 30 million. Why didn't you go get him? They're going and grab defending players. Defense. But tu c'hai problemi that you can't even concrete a good play. You need a playmaker for your attackers, and you're going and buy defensemen. È un mercato completamente sbagliato. Sbagliato completamente from the start.
But it
I
just
don't
started.
know.
today.
It just started, so we'll see. I trust Boban and Maldini. We'll see what happens. But like
I
you were
do
saying,
trust them, but the problem is I think that Mr. Gazidis is holding the strings too much, but he's completely wrong because we're not in England. We're in Italy. It's a completely different championship. If he thinks he could do with Milan what he did with Arsenal, he's completely wrong. And already in the United States, the owners of Milan already are eyeballing him to see what he's going to do this year, because if he does worse than last year, he's going to get fired. That's for sure.
we'll see.
They're already eyeballing him to see what he's doing.
I guess we'll
Because Singer does not want to start losing money.
we'll
Milan doesn't make any cup next year. The quotas are going to go down.
I guess we'll see what this week brings, and we're going to be talking next Monday. Hopefully, you're in a better spirits and better mood. But a happy Canada Day to you once again, Tommy.
Happy Canada Day, you guys. And once again, you guys are the best. And just let's hope that I'm wrong. That Milan will make the Champions League. I really hope so. But like I said, we need to start buying giocatori di qualità. I mean, okay, you have to save a bit of money, I understand, but go get some quality players, please.
Let's go get some quality players. Tommy, good night to you, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yes, sir.
Have a good night.
Ciao, belli, ciao.
I think the veranda, maybe he was taken aback. with that.
Sunstroke. Because someone, and and this is what bothers me a bit though. You can't make Champions League in July.
Yeah.
You can't critique a mercato July 1st.
No.
It started today, guys. The rumors and people moving faster than us, yes, very frustrating. But let the people work.
Let
At
them
the
do
end
their
of the
job.
mercato, we talk about it, we critique. We bought 10 players 1 year, 250 million. We were a little bit confident about it. We over-evaluated these players. Unfortunately, not all of them were good buys. But if you look at that, you got Frank Kessie in that. You got Conte, minus the injury from that.
Caldara should be playing a whole season.
Caldara in the Leonardo phase of the mercato. Laxalt, I think he didn't get a fair chance.
And at this point, Steve, can you really judge a mercato after it's over, or should you be judging maybe after 6 months to say if these players, you go buy a nobody, right, and just go all of a sudden, it could be a revelation like this guy Hernandez. I don't know him.
The smaller teams seem to find these guys who no one knows, and because they're not in the limelight like the Milan, the Inter, and the Napoli, and then they become someone. That's what Milan has to try to do now. These are the smart buys that they pay scouts for. You brought your own scout, Gazidis. You brought a guy from Arsenal. Go find me these players.
There we go, guys. That was it. We didn't have that many questions. Steve, be anything on your mind before we hit our indigestions of the week and our brioshkis of the week?
Milan Twitter needs to stick together.
Please.
It's very bad out there. Very bad. Very negative.
And you tell me it's worse than pro wrestling?
Oh
Twitter?
yeah, it's bad. It's really bad.
All right.
It's fighting. It's here. It's that. People are entitled to their comments. People, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I saw that you got a bit of. I saw a tweet that you had written about Romania and something.
We don't want to go there. We don't want to go there.
You were getting trashed over there.
That was the indigestion. Good segue, Vinny.
Sorry.
My indigestion of the week, people.
People taking you for real?
Yeah, the biscotto that was landed by France and Romania to kick out Italy's U21. So Steven took to the Twitter and it said, of course, after France and Romania both lost, and said, mangiati il biscotto, because after your biscotto of your stupid 0-0 tie, where absolutely nothing was going on, and people paid to watch that game, where if I would have paid to watch that game, tomatoes would have been flying, that's for sure. And boo-hoo on UEFA to not make them play at the same time, because that was just totally stupid. Especially in a tournament that has 8 freaking teams.
What are you hitting there?
I don't know. It's the electrical thing behind me. Whatever. What is this thing? the heater. And back to the whole biscotto. So Steve tweeted out, "Oh, magically, all the Romanians and the French people they decided to come out of the woodworks. I want to see you. I want to see you in. I'll see you in Tokyo in 2020. Okay, buddy, I'll see you in Tokyo.
Oh no, wait, you're not gonna be there, huh? You guys suck. And
I'll see you in the Olympics. Oh, you didn't qualify. I don't care, buddy. What do you want me to tell you?
But it's pretty funny because I know Steve likes to poke the bear and he likes to get these reactions. And hey, guys, if you think you're getting him mad, he probably had a
very. The one guy, the guy of the TV, I told him actually I did get a new TV, 65-inch. And how did he know? And he wrote back to me, "Good for you." So I cleaned him out.
That's it.
The other guy from Romania, software developer. You gotta love the software developers. Can't talk in a conversation, but can they type? Can they type, those guys? Huh? On the keyboard, huh, buddy? Huh, buddy? When I sent him the screenshot of the wiki, Italy has the most titles in the U21 championship. They have 7. Romania have 0. You salami. Do your research at least. Do your research. And then he makes fun of Serie A. Does Romania have a league?
Yes, they do.
What is it even called? The only person to come out of Romania besides Georgi Hagi was Adrian Mutu. And we know Adrian Mutu. We loved him.
No disrespect to our Romanian fans.
No disrespect to Romanian fans. But this guy here, he made me laugh. Because after the screenshot, it was Twitter silence from this guy. 0. But all in good fun, people. Take it with a grain of salt. It's a biscotto. Yes, we call it a biscotto. It's called whatever you want in Romania. Whatever you guys eat. The same equivalent of the cookie. You could call it the same thing. Don't take it too personally, guys. There's much, much more things. There's worse things in life than me tweeting about a biscotto. That's for sure.
We really need to figure out this table. I'm sorry, guys, for all this noise in the background, but I'm gonna share. Presidente's indigestion is to AC Milan. Yet again, not wishing Canada a happy Canada Day, but on July 4th, hey, happy Independence Day to the States. Everything right here, but from the land of the tragically hit, from the land of Neil Young,
Maple
Rush.
syrup.
Bret Hart,
Smoked meat.
Yes, smoked meat is all ours. Putin, right? Where it's minus 40 half the year, which we don't mind, right? But guys, wish us a happy Canada Day. We got a lot of fans here in Canada. We're there. We're actually bigger than the States. So did you ever hear that one that
bigger in territory?
In territory. Did you ever hear the one that what would happen if Canada and the States were in prison?
No.
Because we're bigger and we're on top, they'd be our bitch. Get it? On top.
Terrible joke.
Your brioche of the week.
Azzurine.
Yes.
The Azzurre.
Azzurre.
Making it to the quarterfinals, ladies and gentlemen.
Good for them.
Quarterfinals, right?
Yes, quarterfinals. Yeah.
Good run. And I had a little indigestion because gotta love the soccer commentators sometimes when Italy started. Oh, don't worry about this game when they started playing against Australia. Italy hasn't made it here in 19 years. They're not going to be effective. Boom! Quarto de finale, wayo!
Good for them, and I'd like to...
Putting women's soccer on the map for Italians. Especially Italians, we're pig-headed. We're just not nice sometimes, but you know what? The women, chapeau. Now we have Sky at home. Beautiful. Love to watch those whole montages. Beautiful.
And Brioche for me, talk with Scaroni's words when they're talking about the financial fair play, where I liked how he didn't really, he didn't put the whole blame, like he was taking responsibility. He could have very easily goes, hey guys, this ain't me. This is from your previous owners I have to do. But he was like united, saying, look, this is the situation we're in because of those years, this and that. But we're like a man that was in charge, right? We're going to do this. We're going to do this as a team and as an organization. We're going to get through this. Words that we needed to hear a very long time ago, but I just felt the sincerity in his words. So to you, President Scaroni, thank you very much. Guys, nice and short. It's Canada Day.
I want to give a brioche. We're going to give a brioche to Chloe, and I'm going to pronounce her name properly because this is an amazing article. It's on Forbes. That's what really, you know what? This, Chloe, Oh my god.
I'm gonna
You
try.
gotta do it. You gotta do it.
Beresford.
Chloe Beresford. Beautiful, beautiful article on Forbes. Well written, nice, beautiful. I was gonna say nice and tight. That's not that good for an article, but beautiful, and it really explains from a far superior professional than myself and Vinny.
Very far.
Thank you very much, people. You gotta go check out the Milan Weekly Pod. We retweeted it. If not, follow her. She has an account as well.
President, get us maybe no. She does her own podcast with.
Yeah,
with
but she
Milan.
would come on the show.
Yeah,
for
everybody
sure.
likes to come on. And
Unless Chloe, you want to talk to President on the weekday? Huh? Talk to President on the weekday?
ovunque sempre.
Forza Milan!
Ciao.